You know, the thing is, sometimes in life, you just have to have this emergency personal loan. And the problem is you have fair credit and you're just thinking, hey, listen, how can I get an emergency personal loan with a high limit? I want to get a large loan to take care of business. And how do I do it real quick? So in today's conversation, I will share with you a few hacks that we have accumulated, we have learned through the years. I'm talking about 25 years, 30 years. So here are the steps I want you to follow right now. If you are looking for an emergency loan with fair credit and you want a fast approval, large amount real quick, you want to run the numbers. Number one, run the numbers. Boss, you're probably sitting there just thinking, okay, how do I run the numbers? Well, the thing here is that how much you need? Talk to me. How much do you need? Do you need 10 grand, 15 grand, 25 grand? How much you need? Are we talking about an emergency, a real emergency? Or we're speaking about just an emergency in your own world? This is really important. Okay. And the thing is that when I'm talking about running the numbers, I'm talking about making sure that not only you have a clear idea of how much you need, but also you are in a position where you can repay the loan, right? It's not about just like, I want 10 grand, I want 25 grand, whatever you want. Yes. But are you in a position? Do you have the monetary bandwidth to repay the loan? Boss, talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, so the thing you have to do is run the numbers. And what I mean by that is I want you to write down on a piece of paper how much you need, why you need the money, and how you're going to repay the loan. Okay, so that's the very first thing I want you to be to have a clear idea about. And this is about if you are looking for an emergency loan with fair credit, this is a quintessential. This is important. You cannot underestimate this phase. If you underestimate it, you are going to be denied. You know why? Because the lender is going to ask you what you need the money for and how are you going to repay me. If you can't answer that question by the affirmative, you're not going to get the loan. Step number one, run the numbers. Step number two, I want you to check your credit score. Okay, you say you have fair credit. You're probably around 600 or you're like high 500 and 600. Okay. But you got to go back and check your credit score to make sure that your credit score is indeed fair. Because when we talk about fair credit, we are speaking about average credit. Do you have average credit? Talk to me, uncle. Aunt, talk to me. Don't you walk away from me. I'm talking to you. You want an emergency personal loan? Okay, listen. Answer me clearly. Do you have fair credit? Okay, and that's really important. So, well, the thing is, how do you check your credit? How do you make sure you have fair credit? Well, you have annualcreditreport.com. You have other players in the market that provide free credit report. You can see whether or not you have fair credit when it comes to FICO score or Vantage Score 3.0. The third thing I want you to do here is to consider your options. Okay, this is important. You're looking for an emergency personal loan, okay, with fair credit. What are your options? Talk to me. By the way, I want to welcome you back to the show. I enjoy having you here. I love you, okay? And we are trying to share. I'm trying to spill a lot of beans into this conversation so you have a clear idea. When you're done with this, when you're done today, you will have a clear idea how to get an emergency personal loan with fair credit, okay? Consider your options. Talk to me. Are you with a credit union right now? Are you with a community bank? Are you with a regional bank? Are you with a national bank? Are you with a biggie? Are you with the smallie? Talk to me. Okay. What are your options? Because you gotta put all your options on the table. I want to see clearly what your options are. Who do you bank with right now? Where you at? Where are you right now? Uncle, grandpa, grandma, talk to me. Talk to me. See, the whole thing here is that what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to help you narrow down your list of choices. Okay, so you start with maybe 10 lenders, and I'm going to help you gradually narrow down your list to 2 or 3. So at the end, you will have the best lender for you. That's the bottom line. Okay, so when we talk about considering your options, you have four to five lenders when it comes to emergency loans with fair credit. You have your regular bank. You have your regular credit union. You have online lenders. You have payday lenders. You have alternative lenders. You have a lot of players. Ideally, you want to start with your bank and you want to start with your credit union. Those two options are the cheapest. Those two options will give you the larger amount because you already you ideally have already a relationship with them, so you can parlay that relationship into a new loan, into a successful loan application. Okay, so when we talk about emergency loan with fair credit, we got to be very strategic here. Okay, there is a formula that I'm giving you. The formula means what? You want to be strategic. Don't you apply for any kind of loan that is any kind of lender that is available out there. No, don't do this. Okay, because you know why? I want you to preserve your FICO score. I want you to preserve your credit score, boss. Grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, I'm talking to you. The next thing I want you to do here is to choose your loan type. Okay, when we talk about choosing your loan type, hey, see, you came here listening to me right now. By the way, I want to remind you of today's topic. I'm having a conversation with you about how to get an emergency loan with fair credit. And we're not speaking about a skinny ass loan amount. We're speaking about a large loan amount. I'm talking about 5 digits. Okay, I'm not really wasting my time with 3,000, 4,000. No. This is a waste of my time. I'm talking to you about big amounts. How do you get this 10 grand, this 15 grand, the 25 grand? That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of conversation I want to have with you. So the thing here is what? I want you to choose your loan type. Boss, you came here for an emergency loan with fair credit, but you know that what kind of, if you remember, I asked you what kind of emergency do you have, right? Remember? Are you looking for a debt consolidation loan? Do you want to refinance your credit card? What kind of loan are you looking for? Do you have a wedding? Can you believe that people actually get loans for weddings? And this can be considered an emergency. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting married in 1 month and you ain't got no cash, this could be an emergency for you. So you need to define which type of emergency we're speaking about. When we talk about emergency loans with fair credit, you have a constellation of loans that you can actually qualify for. You have debt consolidation loans, you have credit card refinancing loans, you have home improvement loans, you have medical loans, you have wedding loans, you have vacation loans. Talk to me about that, right? You know, boss, you probably sitting there, is a vacation loan considered an emergency? Well, for me, if I'm going on vacation tomorrow, or if I'm going on vacation next week and something happened, I don't have the cash to go on vacation, it is an emergency. You are damn right. You know, because I'm trying to strike here, work-life balance. I'm trying to take care of my family. So this becomes an emergency. The point I'm trying to make is what? Very simple. You need to choose your loan type because there are consequences in terms of APR. There are consequences in terms of a repayment window. Okay, and the thing is, you need to start a conversation real quick with the lender to make sure that you are indeed getting the right loan for you. The next thing I want you to do, boss, is again, I'm talking to you, son, daughter, I'm talking to you. You came here, you were looking for an emergency loan with fair credit, and you want a large loan. Again, we're not speaking here about small ass loan amount. If you want 3,000, you want 1,000, go watch our videos that talk about the payday loan. Okay, so you have payday loans, but here we're speaking about having something consequential. We're really talking about having a loan that is consequential, that can change your life, boss. That can change your life. That's what I'm talking about. So here, I want you to shop around. The next thing I want you to do, I want you to shop around for the best personal loan rates. Talk to me about that. How about that? And what I'm trying to say here is, I'm trying to say indirectly, I want you to look for pre-qualification. Look for soft pull, right? Don't waste your time with people, with lenders who want you to go for a hard pull right away. No, give me a break. I want you to court me. I want you to, I'm the beautiful princess. I want you to follow me and just court me first. Let me go through the soft pull, and then we can talk about the hard pull. Okay, and this is important. So when you shop around for the best personal loan rates, the thing is, when you shop around, you are looking at the 5 categories of lenders that I spoke to you about earlier. Remember, when we talk about emergency loan with fair credit, we're having 5 primary lenders you got to look at: your credit union, your banks, your online lenders, alternative lenders, and payday loans. And our preference, as I said before, we are going to the banks and the credit unions. Yeah, I heard you. When we talk about emergency, banks take their time, right? They take 2, 3, 4 days, sometimes 1 week to get you the loan that you need. But you know why? You know what? the thing is that you will get a smaller APR. You will get a lower APR. Same thing with a credit union, right? It takes time, but it is worth it. Now, if you have no option, right? If you're kind of like quote unquote desperate, you need the cash right away, then go for the alternative lenders. Go for those online lenders. They'll charge you more, but they get you the cash real fast. So the point I'm trying to make here is that you have to decide which one works for you, boss. Okay, you have to decide that. I mean, I can't make the decision for you, but I know, son, I know you will make the right decision for you. Okay, so look for soft pull loans. You want to do A/B testing to see. You want to try several platforms to see which one will give you the best rate, and then you apply. What I want you to do next, boss, is to actually pick a lender and apply. So you have done the research. You have been doing a lot of research, a lot of digging, a lot of granularity. This is kind of cool. Okay, listen, we're not sitting here and just doing analysis paralysis. You've done a lot of analysis. Okay, now it's time for you to move, right? You have to actually apply for this emergency personal loan for fair credit in earnest. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to get an emergency loan with fair credit for a large amount real fast. Okay, we're not talking about waiting for 1 month forever. Ever. No. We want the money within 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, real fast. It is an emergency. An emergency. So, boss, what I'm trying to tell you here, your next move is really simple. You've done the research. Now it's time for you to narrow down the 2 or 3 lenders that you really want to work with. Okay. And then you can risk here a hard pull, because once you pick the lender and you apply officially, they are going to run a hard pull on your ass. But it's fine anyway. Okay. Because you're getting cash from them. If they approve you, they're giving you cash. So you have to actually go through the hard pull sort of process and actually see whatever comes out of it. Okay. This is important. Now, hear me out here. How do you choose a lender? Well, you always want to start with a lender with whom you have a relationship. I've said this on on other shows. We always want to prioritize lenders with which we already have a relationship. We're speaking about lending institutions, credit unions, banks. Okay, and those online lenders, most of them, until recently, they did not have checking accounts. Now, based on our research, a lot of them have started having checking accounts. So you can start building a relationship with them too. And this way you can parlay that relationship into a successful loan application later on. But for now, when we talk about picking a lender, you want to start first with the credit union and bank. And if you're not really happy with the offers you get from those 2 categories of lending institutions, then you can move up to online lenders. Okay, and in any case, I want you to choose payday lenders and online and alternative lenders in the last position. Like, they should be the last resort, because their APRs are so high. I can't tell you, it's just crazy. It's just really crazy. Okay, so please do not decimate your FICO score. Do not decimate your wallet. Do not decimate your financial stability with very high fees and interest rates. Okay, very important. So the next thing I want you to do, boss. So we're having a strategy here, right? We're having a formula for success. I want you to get that loan, that emergency loan with fair credit. Okay, I want you to really get that, and real quick. And I'm talking about a large amount. So how do you actually play the game? You have to provide now the necessary documentation. So after you pick the lender will tell you, hey, listen, here is how I roll. Here is how I want you to really roll with me if you want me to approve you. So I want you to provide this and this and this and that. I want you to have your tax returns. I want you to have your financial statements and whatnot. So this is up to you for you to go back home and say, listen, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to look at what I currently have. Do I have my pay stubs? Do I have my 1099, my W-2s and whatnot? Like, you really have to dig deep and really gather your document. Okay, so this is important. And what you want to do here, the thing is, if you're looking for an emergency loan with fair credit, and if you have a spouse, this could also help to sort of co-sign or co-power the loan. Okay, this could boost your chances of approval also. Okay, but so what I want you to really think about other options. Okay, so the necessary documentation, anything about proving income, anything about proving your address, proving your pay. Okay, if you don't have direct deposit with the lender, please think about doing that. Next thing I want you to do is to accept the loan and start making payments. So if everything works fine, if thank God you are approved and they release the funds for you, if you remember the very first, do you remember the very first thing I said before we started the whole conversation today? I said what? Talk to me, boss. I said run the numbers. Now is the time when we talk about starting to make the payments. That's when running the numbers becomes quintessential, becomes pivotal, because the numbers that you have actually worked with before, now you're able to bring those numbers into the equation, right? Because then if the lender says, I want you to pay me $200 every month or $300 every month, you know that you can afford that because you have already worked out the numbers. That's why pre-planning is important, boss. This is why when we talk about loan application in general, we always tell our viewers, please make your research first. Run the numbers, put things down. You can put things down in Excel. You can put things down on a piece of paper, whatever it is. Some people love envelope budgeting. Some people love Excel budgeting. Some people love app budgeting. Whatever actually rocks your boat, boss. I want you to bring this shipment to the shore. I want you to really finalize the whole thing. I want you to have clarity about what you need for you to be approved for an emergency personal loan with fair credit. Let me give you now a few pro tips. Okay, so I have actually shared with you a lot of things about how to get an emergency personal loan with fair credit. This is kind of cool. I hope you got a lot of the tips that I gave you. Right, run the numbers, check your credit score, consider your options, choose your loan type, shop around for the best personal loan rates, pick a lender and apply, provide necessary documentation, and accept the loan and start making payments. Now, I want to give you a few tips on how to speed up the process. If you are looking for an emergency loan with fair credit, you're looking for a large loan amount. I'm talking about a large loan amount, 5 digits. That's my threshold. Son, daughter, grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, everybody. You need to check your credit report and score before applying, so you are sure that you have fair credit. Okay, pay off debts. Can you pay off debts? If you can start paying off debts, then do it. Or you can think about consolidating debt too. This will help you a lot, okay? Because the whole thing is you want to reduce your DTI ratio. Because if you have a lower DTI ratio, you are boosting your chances of approval when we talk about getting an emergency loan with fair credit, okay? And always you want to prioritize your existing financial institution. I think I've said this loud and clear throughout the show. You really want to prioritize your credit union or your bank. You want to start with them first because they know you. They've seen your ass for the last 20 years or 10 years, whatever long you have been with them. So they know you. They know you. They've seen your cash inflows, your cash outflows. They can analyze your bank account and see exactly how much excess cash you are generating every month. So they can actually see whether or not you can qualify for the loan that you're asking for. Okay, get pre-qualified. I've said this before also, very important. Get pre-qualified and consider online lenders. So if you apply for your credit union, or if you apply for a loan at your credit union or a bank and they do not approve you, go to an online lender first. If you remember, I said, what did I say? I say the alternative lenders and the payday lenders, they need to be your last resort, if at all, because their rates are so high. I'm not here to denigrate anybody. All participants are welcome in the economy, but you definitely want to start with banks and credit unions and then go to online lenders. Okay, so if you also want to accelerate the speed, if you want to speed up the process, consider picking up the loan funds in person. You can pick up the funds in person at a branch, for example. To close to this conversation, let me give you the approach that will help you, that will make you be a winner all the time. Because I want you to be a winner. I want you to really master the whole process real quick so you can get the loan that you need real quick. Okay. All right. So if you want to find the best personal loan rates for emergency loans with fair credit, you have to, the way you have to do this, you have to play this game. I want you right now to try pre-qualification. This is the only way. Otherwise, you will actually hurt your credit score so bad with hard inquiries. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did this. So you always want to go with pre-qualification. And the cool thing about pre-qualification is that those online lenders and some traditional lenders also allow you to have pre-qualification. For example, you have a credit union such as PenFed. PenFed has a pre-qualification link that allows you to see exactly how much you can qualify for, if at all. This is good. Take advantage of that. Okay. And so if you want to apply for an emergency personal loan with fair credit, always make sure you have your proof of income. You want to have your documentary evidence. So we're talking about documents that prove that you have income, that you have a job. Okay. Don't actually confuse having income with a job. I mean, some people have passive income. So you don't need to have a 9-to-5 job to have income. Sometimes you can actually use spousal support, court directed payments to justify your income. Okay, and but if you work, then yeah, you have to provide a letter of employment from your company in some cases. But the bottom line is what? The bottom line, but the point I'm trying to make here is that you have authority. You control the whole process. Take advantage of that. Okay. So use pre-qualification, reach out to lenders. We love lenders. We love to tell our viewers, we want you to go to the branch. If you have a brick and mortar financial institution, such as a credit union or a bank that has branches, physical branches, I want you to walk your ass into the branch and talk to someone. You know, nowadays people are just so caught up in the whole thing. You know, I'm so busy. I'm going to do everything online. Don't do things online. You're just wasting your time, boss. You are wasting your time. I'm telling you right now, you are wasting your time. Okay. And your chances of being approved are really slim, especially if you have fair or bad credit. When you have fair or bad credit, you are in a very delicate situation. Bring your ass to a branch and talk to someone before applying. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about how to get an emergency loan with fair credit, okay, how to get a large amount. And again, I want to quickly recap here. I want you to run the numbers, check your credit score, consider your options, choose your loan type, shop around for the best personal loan rates, pick a lender and apply, provide necessary documentation, accept the loan, and start making payments. Thank you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, remain marvelous.